This one is really hard, guys. You just knew once Murray hit that three with less than a second to go to head into overtime that this game was over. After you have that kind of momentum throughout the whole game, going into the fourth quarter by up as many as 14 in the fourth, to literally having this game in your grasp in the final possession against the Nuggets, and Jamal Murray hits that three in the corner to save them from the Bulls stealing the game in Denver, to then the Nuggets scoring 9 straight to kick off OT. You almost want to turn off the game thinking this is done, to then the Bulls coming right back into it, cutting it down to 2, all but to come up short yet again. So what's going on, everyone? This is Bulls Central here. Hope you're all doing well. I don't know how much longer I can do this, guys. What's funny is I had a lot of you guys in the live chat saying, you know, skip this post game, and I really thought about just taking this one off. But for me, one way of getting through a loss like this is to just vent about it. I don't know how many more close games in which the Bulls are going to lose yet again this season. You know, I used to always say, I don't care if my team loses as long as they play hard throughout the game and don't get blown out. But I don't know, sometimes you almost wish your team just loses badly rather than in a heartbreaker loss like this one, because this is a good team the Bulls played tonight, coming off a really bad loss to the Spurs, where the Bulls played incredibly well tonight with great pace, smooth ball movement, and court vision. Even the second unit finally showed up decently tonight and actually maintaining the lead. Otto had one of the best games of his season and was huge in the fourth quarter and hitting some big shots. Coby actually showed up well, although he did really have some ill-timed turnovers, and then that foul, of course, on Nikola Jokic shooting a three that was ruled a flagrant, which just killed the momentum for the Bulls. I mean, we're talking that this should have been potentially a 4 straight win streak that the Bulls are on right now. Tonight, they actually looked better in terms of how they were looking down the stretch. It wasn't a complete collapse like we saw against the Spurs, where they went on a 17-0 run, because even when the Nuggets did take the lead with about 2 minutes left to go, the Bulls actually made their way back, in part thanks to Otto. He was really selling his trade value, I might add, and the Bulls reclaimed the lead and held on to it all until that final possession, of course. And what I liked about this game was the Bulls, their hustle and effort on defense was very strong. They actually did decently on Jokic. I mean, for as well as one can do on Jokic anyway. He's still going to get his, which he did, 34 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists. The guy is just an incredible player. I would obviously love to see him in a Bulls uniform. Maybe Arturas can work his magic in getting him to Chicago when he becomes a free agent. I actually had a video where I mentioned this as one of my hot takes, actually. But Wendell, actually, you know, he played hard against Jokic, being aggressive, started even getting under Jokic's skin, which usually is kind of the opposite. You know, we see guys always getting into Wendell's head, which throws off his confidence on the court. I'm not saying Wendell looked like a defensive beast out there, but better than we have been seeing from him recently. Zach Levine, I mean, this was a good game for him. I love seeing him take over when the Nuggets kicked off that 9-0 run in overtime and really brought it back to where you thought the Bulls might actually pull this off. But he also had some bad mistakes in turning the ball over late in the game, and a really bad times when the Nuggets started making a run, and he missed some shots that the Bulls really needed there in the last 4 minutes of regulation. But he had 32 points, shot 10 for 20 from the field. Not the best from 3 tonight, going 3 for 9. Thaddeus Young, great game again tonight, just all over the place, doing everything on both ends of the floor. 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. He even had a 3 tonight, which Thaddeus has barely shot this season. Markkanen, not a good game for him. You know, he had some missteps on offense in the fourth that led to a couple of Nuggets runs, and his defense was just not there tonight at all. Patrick Williams, you know, I'm still giving this kid a pass because he's a rookie. You know, he's 19 years old, didn't have a real offseason preparing for the league, and for the most part, you know, he has shown up well. But I really want to see him be more aggressive in games, because we've seen it from Williams before, that he actually has great ball handling skills, quick step movement going into the paint, and is able to drive to the basket very strong. He's a strong guy, but he's just a bit timid out there, which again, you expect from a rookie, but I want to see him shake off those first season jitters and just go, play hard, have fun. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes will happen and you will learn from them. I have to give credit to Otto though tonight. The guy was on the money and came up huge for the Bulls and hitting some clutch shots. I just wish we could see that consistently every game from him. Like I said, this bodes well for his trade value, less than a week away from the trade deadline. If the Bulls are somehow able to get some kind of value for him in return before his contract expires. But if he can keep playing like that, I mean, I'll take it if he can help us in the playoff race push. 22 points for Otto tonight, shooting 9 for 13, 4 for 7 from 3 to go along with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Coby White, 17 points. Like I said, he hit some very big shots in the fourth and made some nice driving plays for layups, but of course he had some bad turnovers and that foul that just countered that. Everything that he did well tonight. He shot 7 for 13, 3 for 3 from 3. What was the most shocking was that Denzel Valentine had the best plus minus tonight among the whole entire team. He was +7 on the night, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Still a lot of things that annoy me about Denzel's game, but it was good to see him have a slightly better game nonetheless. Anyway, this game had similarities to last night's in that the Bulls, blowing another fourth quarter lead, although in this game they played a very, very good team that was not shorthanded, unlike the Spurs were, and one of the best centers in the game, which the Bulls typically have struggled with greatly going against very strong, high-quality centers. I mean, we also have to look at this game as we were kind of all expecting this to be a loss. I'm sure most of us thought that this was going to be a game for the Bulls in the loss column for this week's schedule. But of course, it makes it all the more gut-wrenching when the game was just there in your grasp. I wanted to see that shot from Jamal Murray rim out so badly, but it just wasn't meant to be. Now, the Bulls will play the Pistons on Sunday, which this is hopefully a game the Bulls win, given the Pistons are the worst team in the East, although the last time we did play them, the Bulls started off the game horribly, finding themselves down by 25 points. They did, however, make an incredible comeback to win the game. Not very typical for us to see as Bulls fans. We're used to seeing the opposite. So I won't automatically just write this game off as a win because, again, you never know with this Bulls team, but at least they'll be taking on a team that has been struggling and really is in a full rebuild mode. I'll have a video out tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. As always, guys, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan. Hang in there. I know it's tough to be one right now, but I do think things will start turning around. Thanks again for tuning in, as always, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.